got Paradise Camp coming up here in a few weeks, and we all have expected that the floodgates will be opened. They will proverbially, certainly with on-campus visits being official as of June 1st, but we'll see how the commitments roll after that. So Paradise Camp.
Everything opens up on June 1st. For recruiting, so you can have on-campus visits and officials, unofficials, like all kinds of all the stuff that are the normal tent poles of recruiting. That comes back in like 2 weeks, basically 2.5, 3 weeks on June the 1st. So you're going to have official visits starting then. You're going to have team-sponsored, or the Manny Diaz football camp, whatever they're calling it now. Was the Al Golden camp, the the on-campus team-sponsored camp. Both for individuals and then high school teams to come down and compete. So you're going to get a lot of visibility that way. And then Paradise Camp, that was a thing that was announced. It got out through the media yesterday while I was at the secret day job. But that's as much of an announcement as you're going to get right now. Because, it's one of those things, you float it out there and say, well, hey, we're not ready to make an announcement, but we'll tell doom. And then, hey, all of a sudden, it's out there. So yeah, Paradise Camp is coming back. You're going to see announcements for all the other ones: Friday Night Lights at Florida, Saturday Night Live at Georgia, or Dog Night Saturday Night Live. All the big major tentpole recruiting events, the Spotlight Premium Premier recruiting events at colleges around the country. Those are going to be back. But obviously, Miami-centric, the Paradise Camp is going to be back this year. So now that you put that out there, you now play that game of trying to get the talent to come down to Coral Gables. And over the short history of Paradise Camp, it has been one of, if not the most talented or talent-laden camps anywhere in America. I've been to a couple of them, seen all these guys in person. You have guys who are playing all over the college football landscape, G5, P5, whether they're role players, superstars, All-Americans, all kinds of guys have been there. Devontae Smith was there. Jaden Hazelwood, who ended up at Oklahoma, was there. Alex Leatherwood, who was a first-round draft pick from Alabama, left tackle, he was there in the past. Gregory Russo, obviously, from Miami, was there. The list goes on and on and on. I wrote about it on State of the U. You can go and check out the lists from Paradise Camp over the 5 years that it's been in existence. It's always been a premium event. The first year, I would have taken the roster from Paradise Camp over either of the All-American games at the end of the season. Not even close. That's the kind of talent that was on hand, here. So you start to build that momentum, hopefully, by, putting it out there that this is going to exist, and then say, okay, who are we going to get down here? Well, who are going to be the players that are at the top of that list this year? Obviously, you want to get most of the guys, as many from South Florida as possible, and then you start selecting those national guys and really trying to get them to take an unofficial that same weekend and have them come down and things like that. So that's going to be a major push area. I need to go through this article, but, again, somebody who I trust in the world of recruiting, somebody who I think has a really good brain for this thing to really kind of set plain what's actually happening. Bud Elliott, now at 247, good friend, former colleague here at SB Nation. He wrote a thing and said, if you look at the number of commitments through the month of May, last year it was like 165. This year it's 23 across the Power 5 landscape. So what you're really seeing is teams are holding back, and they want to see guys on campus in these camps before they throw out the offers. Now, Paradise Camp, Friday Night Lights, Dog Night, whatever they call it at USC, Texas, whatever, you're really going to have premium All-American kind of guys. Those are not the guys you're going to ask about. But these team camps, these individual camps, the ones, usually during the weeks of June, where it's like, okay, a day camp here on Tuesday, a day camp on a Thursday or a Friday. Those are the ones where you're going to have guys who are really coming and pushing for offers who at this point might have in other non-COVID affected years to this point of the cycle would have already had offers, but they don't currently. And so these programs are really saying, okay, we had this recruiting cycle that was all done virtually, but we'd already built up all this information because it was really into the senior year and we've already had the junior evaluation. We've already had them on campus. A lot of these guys now in this current class, in the next class, you might have had them on campus as an 8th grader, maybe a ninth grader. Hopefully their bodies have changed. Hopefully their game has changed. Hopefully their athleticism has changed. So you really want to see where they are in the development process now. It's funny. I was talking about a kid online a while ago, Josh Sanguinetti from University School. Freshman and sophomore year was a 5-star All-American, thought he was going to be a top 10 player in America. He did not end up being that as a senior recruit. So that is one case that shows, hey, yeah, we even if they had that projection as 13, 14, 15, I want to see where they are now. So along with Paradise Camp, along with all these team camps and everything, this is going to be a huge, huge, huge time for evaluation for all the programs in America, including Miami. So a couple weeks from now on June the 1st, recruiting is really going to pick up for everybody. And for Miami, it needs to, because we only have one commit right now.
Got our man Nkrumah Brody asking about any chance with the Hallandale trio / squad.
Yeah, there's a bunch of kids at Hallandale. I forget all the names right now because I haven't looked at them. But the one who was committed to South Carolina just decommitted 2 days ago. I think that was the Edric Weldon kid. I think it's like a 6'4" safety. I want to say that's the one. But yeah, so he committed to South Carolina and then decommitted like a month and a half later. So he's a free agent right now in terms of recruiting. So yeah, that's someone we can connect with. And again, I think that Miami is going to do the job that there is to be done to connect with all of the available talent at all these different teams and schools around South Florida to try to find guys for this roster. And I know that Hallandale does have 3 or 4 very good DBs, and that's a place where you're going to have to go and look because you don't want to let all those guys get away necessarily. But I think that there's a chance maybe with 1 or 2 of those guys. I don't think that we're going to go 4 for 4 or anything like that. Obviously, you saw the Palmetto 5 last year and we got 2 of those guys. Hey, I would have liked 3. 4 or all 5 would have been great, but you end up with 2 of them, and 2 premium guys in Brashard Smith with electric speed and Leonard Taylor, who's a defensive tackle and everything. And everybody was talking about he was going to play defensive end. He's already up to 6'5", 310 pounds. He's not playing nobody's defensive end, guys. So all those, hater fans from other teams like Florida, where Taylor flipped from, you can shove all of that. But in terms of Hallandale, I'm sure that, they're well known and they're a place that the staff is going to go to in this recruiting cycle. But we'll see if any of those players commit here.
Cam Underwood, State of the U, talking up the Canes. Leave your comments, your questions, your debate topics. And, I'm going to hammer this home, as I have a number of times. A few different ways that you can contribute beyond the just leaving a comment, just kicking back, listening is hit us up on the Super Chat, of course. Also, if you want to directly contribute, if you're savvy in regards to understanding the filter that is YouTube in a monetary sense, you can hit me up at Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. And if you want to directly contribute to this show, just put Miami or put Cam on there, and you can bypass YouTube to a certain extent, but we certainly welcome and applaud the Super Chats and appreciate those as well.